All right, Larry Krueger here at Levi's Stadium after 49er practice with a review of everything that happened down here on a Thursday in Santa Clara. All right, let's talk a little bit about it. Probably, as far as the highlights of the day, well, let's start with who practiced. Back at practice today, D. Winters, Sam O, Yatir Gross-Matos, Alfred Collins. The only guys that were out still are Bryce Huff, Jake Brendel, and Ricky Pearsall. So that was a good sign. It sounds like Yatir Gross-Matos may go this week. We talked to Robert Saleh and Kubiak after practice. Saleh told us that Yatir Gross-Matos, with his knee injury, has a chance to return this week against the Giants. And as we just told you, Yatir practiced today. Saleh also said that Bryce Huff is likely to return next week against the Los Angeles Rams. We also talked to Saleh today a little bit about Upton Stout. He described Upton Stout. He said he's got elite work ethic, elite mindset, very smart, tremendous athleticism. He packs a punch as a hitter. Really had a lot of good things to say today about Upton Stout. So that was good to hear. We have a genie thing that's making noise. We've got buses, we've got roads, we've got equipment, we will persevere. Oh my God, what a train wreck. Couple other headlines today. Eddie Pinheiro named NFC Special Team Player of the Month. Way to go, Eddie. 10 for 10 in field goals, 6 for 6 in PATs. He's 4 for 4 on field goals over 50-plus yards. Eddie has been doing the job. We should tell you that we're brought to you by Pig in a Pickle. Check them out there in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out, and they do run out. So get there early, get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. Couple more headlines. Niners today added Brandon Parker, if you can believe this, back to the practice squad and cut Andre Dillard. They literally did the opposite move yesterday. Yesterday they cut Parker and signed Dillard. Today they re-signed Parker to the practice squad and released Andre Dillard. So I don't know what to say. Dillard has had a couple different runs with the Niners. He had a run with them earlier where he was on the practice field for 2 days. This lasted for 1 day. I don't know what the deal is with him. He's probably just not healthy right now, and they figured that out. But, man, it is the Niners are in a world of hurt if they lose their offensive tackle. We should also tell you that these 49er practice reports this season are brought to you by our friends at Plank. That's right. Plank, the new 50,000 square foot entertainment eatery at Jack London Square in Oakland. It just opened the Hub, a brand new sports viewing space with the 30-foot media wall and over 70 televisions. It's the ultimate spot to watch every game. Enjoy incredible food, specialty cocktails, and a massive 15,000 square foot outdoor beer garden. Plus, bring the kids. They're going to love bowling, bocce, arcade games. They got it all. It's the place to be for game days or a fun weekend out. Check them out at their website, plankoakland.com. That is plankoakland.com. Thanks to Plank for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. All right, we talked to Clint Kubiak today after practice. He had a number of interesting points. He says Brock is getting better. I said, who's going to play quarterback this week? And the first thing out of his mouth is Brock's getting better. So it sounds to me like the Niners are trying to prepare us for the fact that Purdy's coming back. Now, I wouldn't bring him back this week. I'd give it a couple more weeks. Wait, if I had to, I'd wait through the bye week. But Brock is chomping at the bit. You know he wants to get back. He's going to try to get back before he's ready to get back, in my opinion. And then he's going to have a recurrence of the injury. So I don't love that indication. But it sounds to me, I would have said yesterday for sure, Mac Jones is going to go on Sunday. It sounds to me like they're trying to get Brock to go, or he's trying to get himself back in the lineup. But the fact that he says Brock's getting better just tells me that they're going to try to play Brock if Brock is willing to go and he can go. Kubiak admitted to us that Brock's very frustrated by this injury, by the toe injury, very frustrated by it. Also, Kubiak told us he feels good about Jordan Watkins' development and said that he's practiced really well, and it sounds like we may see more of Jordan Watkins. Kubiak told us he loves Jackson Dart, and Robert Saleh told us this as well. They think he's a playmaker, he's a gamer, he's mobile. You're going to have to defend him because he likes to get out of the pocket and run. The Giants are actually, if you look at this, they're really, they got a great front, and that's what Kubiak said. He described Dexter Lawrence as an elite talent. Interestingly enough, this defense that has an elite front can't stop the run. So why can the Giants not stop the run? Well, I've been told that it's Muasau, the linebacker on that second level, not really getting it done. And the Giants just have had some problems at linebacker. So Lawrence is obviously not playing the same way he has in the past. He's an elite talent. I agree with Kubiak there. I asked him if, after he watched the film, if he had wished that in pass protection they had helped Colton McKivitz more or been a little bit more fundamentally sound in their blocking. And he said, the play where Hennessy pulled out to block the edge rusher, he says, we do that all the time. I'm like, well, you could do it all the time, but it doesn't mean that it's sound. And then I said, did you think that you'd like to, maybe help McKivitz a little bit more with Will Anderson? And he's like, well, we chipped a little bit here and there, but they left him on an island. That's the truth. And he absolutely got roasted by Will Anderson. Robert Saleh told us that Keion White is a really dangerous interior pass rusher, that he's an elite athlete, that he's similar stylistically to a Mikael Williams. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then, of course, John Lynch started the day on KNBR, and Lynch said a number of interesting things today. He said that, first he made the point that the entire organization, was behind the whole Keion White addition. The analytics crowd, the scouts, the coaches, everybody aligned that they wanted Keion White. And Lynch said, hey, when we align on a personnel decision, we usually get it right. So they feel like they got it right with Keion White. Lynch also said he's open to more trades before the deadline on November the 4th, but that they don't want to trade 2026 draft capital if they can avoid it. And they also, they want a player, whoever they bring back, they want a player who can be under contract for 25 and 26. So, in other words, they don't want to trade for guys who are pending free agents. So, I would say it doesn't sound like they're going to make another significant move. If they make another move, and I do expect they'll make another move, I think it's going to be a small move that is, once again, draft flip-flopping, but nothing of draft significance. I don't think they're going to move anything close to a first, second, or third round draft choice. I just don't see it happening. Lynch said that the Niners have to be ready for Jackson Dart's scrambling, that he's a really good scrambler on third downs. Lynch also said that Cleveland Farrell may be able to play on Sunday. Lynch was non-committal about who's going to start at quarterback, other than to say Brock's getting better. Lynch mentioned that, one of the downsides of this Houston game with a coverage bust, the Niners had about 4 or 5 different coverage busts in the game. When he was asked about his safeties, he said, hey, we're in a good situation at safety. We got 4 guys who can start. Malik's their one guy they know of, and they're still trying to figure out who's the best guy to run with him. Lynch also said Ben Barch may return on Sunday in New York. The left guard is battling back from an injury. Lynch also said that Ricky Pearsall's PCL injury is just lingering. It's still not ready yet. He's not ready to go. And also Lynch mentioned that he did get a personal reference on Keion White from Mike Vrabel. And then he said he talked to Vrabel and he felt like Vrabel shot him straight and was honest with him about how and why Keion White fell out of favor and fell out of rotation there in New England. I asked Saleh about it. He said, hey, it's probably a better question for them. And fair enough, and that's a fair response, because it probably is a better question for Vrabel than for me to ask Saleh why Keion White fell out of Vrabel's rotation. But Lynch did say that he talked to Vrabel, and he did say that he talked to Saleh, So I do think Saleh probably knows why he fell out of the rotation in New England and just didn't want to talk about it. We should tell you 49er football season all season long is presented by Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy platform in the world. It's a one-stop shop. You get blazing fast news, real-time stats, group chat, season-long leagues, and of course Sleeper picks for daily fantasy. Use promo code Larry and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Links in the description. Terms and conditions do apply. All right. Join me tonight at 6 o'clock on KMBR for Niners Nightly. Our guest tonight will be the great Matt Barrows, who's the Niners beat writer for The Athletic. He's probably the best doing it. He's going to join me right around 6:15, 6:20. So join me tonight at 6 for Niners Nightly. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krug Show. Thanks to Plank Oakland. And thanks to Sleeper for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.